Hey everyone, it's your girl Maddie here, aka Beaver Mosh, and today I'm talking to you about Death Apophenia from the Marburg, Germany based Nekus. This is a Sentient Ruin Laboratories release, and I was a big fan of the last Nekus release, and this one sees the band continually to further explore their particularly hideous and cavernous brand of death doom. The music is heavy and crushing as you would expect death doom to be, but it's unique in just the sheer levels of grime and filth that it's all buried under. This is a nauseating listen. It's hard to look at. It's gross. It's it's diseased and monstrous, and that's sometimes exactly what I crave. Cadaverous Periphery really sets the tone as it makes you feel like you're wading through this horrific, rotting swamp. Haunted, ghoulish sounds makes way for these ominous, pounding drums that are seemingly conjuring the most disgusting of beasts. When the guitars come in, they have this distinctly clingy and wet sound. It's putrid. The vocals have this very hollowed out, excessively low growl to them that is backed by so much terror and force. And when all of these savage elements come together, it creates a sound so pulverizing that it can only really be appreciated by those who want the nastiest sounds the underground metal scene has to offer. Noxious Fear really highlights the drumming on this record. The drumming is never really technical or overly complicated, but it's such a presence. Just the way it makes you feel, the violent tom pounds, the fiery cymbals and crash hits, to really the driving force as to why this music feels so anxiety inducing. The riffs are massive, feels like this boulder rolling at you, and you feel the horror of that in your chest. A Cursed Murmur really ups the atmosphere. These slow, spacious, doomy riffs with these melodic undertones that feel creepy and unsettling. But while being so methodical, the consistent double bass makes this feel like it has so much frenetic energy, creates something so monstrous and devastating. The band creates these minimalist grooves played with such an intensity and a nastiness that it just worms its way into your brain with no real remorse. I love these pronounced stop and start riffs on unutterable presence. It's as if the guitarist is violently punching down at something, at least trying to, and that thing is waiting in the water, ready to come at you. It's harrowing. Now, there's not a single moment on this record that I would call even remotely pretty, but this track really dives into that ugliness in a way that I think a lot of bands maybe try but don't succeed as well as this band does on this record. Something the band does so well is create this like droning sensation. It's as if this toxic air is forming and covering you and you can't escape. Eryctia ends the album on perhaps its moodiest moment with these smoky melodies coming at you. It's quite satisfying. There is this constant speeding up and then coming to a halt that creates this sense of unstableness and disorientation. This 10-minute closing track just drags the listener to this terrifying end menacingly. Sure, I wouldn't say this record is necessarily for everyone. It's a record for those who want to see something that pushes death metal to its extremities in its all of its ugliness and gore. The music is very dynamic and textured. They do a great job of honing in on that, and they masterfully create this feeling and atmosphere of total fucking dread. Any Doom fans, anyone who likes slow, heavy death doom, this needs to be on your radar. It's so filthy, and I love that. And hey, those are my thoughts. If you like what I do, hit the like button. It'd mean the world to me. If you consider subscribing, leave a comment. I read every one of those. I have a Twitter you can follow. I'm still on Twitter. I don't know if I'm going to Blue Sky, but maybe. But for now, link to that is in the bio of this YouTube channel. Thank you to my patrons. I have a Patreon, no pressure to give financially, but that is a way to support the show. I put exclusive content on there every month. Hey, you right there, keeping metal. My name is Maddie, aka Beaver Mosh. Bye.